open, we're going to deal with just those few verses on this afternoon. It's very familiar text, and sometimes the omen in dealing with a familiar text is that it leads to boredom. Sometimes it leads to such familiarity that we miss some of the highlighted points of what God is sharing. So I just ask that you will give me your undivided attention as to what the Lord has to say on this afternoon. I'm grateful for God and God being in charge, and Him being the author and the finisher of our faith. I'm grateful for Him being our first and our last. I'm grateful for Him being the beginning and the end, because if He don't start it and end it, we'll certainly make a mess of it. The good thing about Him is that He knows how to orchestrate. I sit back and I read the Word of God, and I look at the strategy of God. I look at how God put His Word together, and certainly it blows my mind, for my finite mind, our finite minds cannot even comprehend this infinite wisdom that God has and how he moves. In fact, He said that my thoughts are not your thoughts. They're far away, even as the heaven is from the earth. So, but when you look at God, you start really kind of just being in awe of how He shares with us concerning the plan of the enemy. There's one thing I just want to make a little note of, that, it kind of is I wouldn't say it's somewhat of a rule of thumb for me. As I was growing up, I took basketball as a foundational structure in life. I enjoyed it. I had a passion, still have a passion for it, for basketball. And I began to learn from the game of basketball how to deal with life. When you look at it, and those of you that know the game, that within the game of basketball, you got to rebound. There's going to be some scoring opportunities, but you got to rebound. There'll be some times in your life when you get your shot blocked. There's a lot of bumping and knocking, and sometimes you fall down and you got to get back up and start running. Sometimes there's a foul. Sometimes there's a whistle in the game. Sometimes you win the game, and sometimes you lose the game. And the highlight part of the game is when you score, especially when you score on your enemy or your opposing players. We just had this thing that when a defender gets close, mother, and you score on them, it just gives you an exhilaration of the game. It's nothing better than just to swish a shot right in the face of your opposer. When you left wide open, that's good, but when hands are flailing and they're running at you and you score, you run back down court with a certain swagger. And I look at life that way, because when Satan gets close, when he's doing all he can to stop your shot and to stop your progress, and you score, you just have a certain swagger about yourself. Recently, on the weekends, I've been trying to kind of get myself in a little shape. After going to the doctor, doctor was telling me about my cholesterol and all that. Ain't no spiritual heat coming aside ain't gonna change that. You got a prayer line, ain't gonna change it. You got to physically do something with the body. So that's I start trying to get me some little exercise in, and I would go into the gym and play some basketball here and there, go out to the track and do some walking and some running. But this particular gym, these guys have been playing probably, they tell me, 20-something years, and when you go in there, you're a newcomer, you're a new face on the block, and really they don't want you to play. I don't care what kind of skill you got, because they have their familiar friends. It's hard to kind of get a run in. And on this particular day, I'm feeling all good, excited, and I sat there probably about an hour and a half, and they wouldn't let me play. I'm sitting there, you know, I'm like, man, I got skills. I'm watching them, Brother Tim, on the court. They missing shots, and I'm like, you know, they think they better than me, but I'm sitting just over here bouncing the ball. And so I left, and, you know, I was like, I ain't coming back no more, you know. But Brother Matthews plays out there, and he told Pastor, no, keep coming back. That's just how they do, you know. They got their own pick. So I came back, Elder, and had a pretty good game the next time. And on yesterday, I went back out there, and they started the same thing again, you know. and I just say, well, I ain't playing. I said, I ain't playing. I'm not. If your person don't pick me, don't feel sorry for me. I ain't playing. And Brother Matthew said, no, Pastor, you take my spot. I said, no, you was hitting some good shots. Play your game. Just do your thing. But inside, you know, I got this thing about that. If I do get out there, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. If I do get out there, you know, I'm going to have to make some noise. Right? And so with the picks going on, and they just kept trying to overlook me. And then it came and they say, okay, Rev. They call me Rev. They say, you got next. I'm like, no, I ain't playing with y'all. I'm just going to shoot on the side. And no, Rev, you got next. I said, okay, just give me any team. Now, the team that was out there, Brother White, they've been winning, just dusting everybody. They had termed everybody JV. You know, they just was knocking everybody off the court. Well, I knew I had some extra motivation getting onto the court, and you know, I took the ball, Deke, and went down and pulled up right from the three and just set the game off. You know, I wasn't saying nothing. I just let my game speak for myself. They didn't believe in it, Elder. So, you know, I come back down, get a rebound, go the length of the court, maybe find a man that's open. We score again. I didn't say nothing, Elder. Next time, I come down, Brother Tim, and next time the defender gets a little closer because they say, well, you know, it looked like I heard one say, he's serious about this thing. And next time, they get a little closer, and Brother White and I just pull up again from the three-point line. Boom, it's on. Now they know there's a game going on now. And so by this time, I begin to talk a little bit. I say, y'all want me to sit on the sideline, but you didn't know what kind of game I had, you know. And say, now I'm going to make you pay. I'm going to make you pay. I'm going to make you pay. And so the game went on. It got close. It got tight. It come down, you know, final. The score was tied. Final shot, the intensity done rose up. I get the ball, and now they pick me up from half court. You know what that means. We don't want this guy to even get any kind of position to do anything. I say, regardless of what you do, I'm going to win this game. I say, don't worry about it now. And so I drew about 3 defenders to me, Deacon Thomas. You know what it's like. I drew about 3 to me and found the open man, and I passed the ball, knocked down the shot, and we won the game. And I began to tell him, I said, listen, see, all you need is somebody that know how to orchestrate the game, know how to play the game. And it was somewhat of a satisfaction because of the fact that when the opposers felt like you don't have an opportunity, or you don't have the skills, or you're not able, and when you do it, you know, it gives you a little satisfaction that, you know what, you know, there's something real about this person. What I say, the reason I say that is because when you're shifted into the spiritual sense, when the enemy always feels like he got you and that you can't rebound, that you can't score, that you ain't gonna win, something ought to come out of you that says, you know what, I got the skills, I'm gonna win. That's why I never let Jason and Harry and them win when we play, because it's just something about me. That's why I don't let them win when we play ball, because it's just a passion that comes out on the inside that I just, you know, I don't care if it's a game of horse, right, Deacon Thomas? We were playing horse, and I did a 360 on him. I knew he couldn't do it, and I won the game. It's just something about it, and that's how life is. At some point, rather than withering and whittling under the pressures of life, you got to know how to rise up in the face of adversity. In fact, just whisper to your neighbor and tell them, say, you got to rise up.